What's up? What's up? Yeah, Polo Sports Talking ENT and also Polo Sports News Plus in here with another one. Hit that site, hit that like, hit that sub. Also comment as well, and make sure you're hitting the notifications so that you are getting my videos and streams or whatnot. Uh, I'm gonna wait for a few people to jump right in here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll tackle this and dive right into this because this is something that really needs to be uh, put out in the forefront. And there's some reasons why this is taking place. Okay. So I'll give y'all a minute to get in. I hope everybody doing good. I want to thank the last subs that came in uh, for a good time, man. We pulled up to the stream. Uh, Everybody, first and foremost, Andy K, appreciate you showing love. Notable Boy Sports, James, appreciate you showing love. And South Political, appreciate you showing up, pulling up. Jacob Jennings, of course, Funky Town in the building, represent. Hitman X, the Goat Mike, Reg Dog, and Blackface Sport. Uh, I appreciate all of y'all for pulling up, and anybody else that I forgot, man. You know, I apologize, but thank y'all nevertheless for pulling up, man. You know, look, it's like this, okay? And I'll go ahead and just get started. And if you happen to miss any of what I said, just go ahead and rewind it back, okay? But Scottie Pippen, man, who I've talked about a few streams ago, I had already, talked about Scottie Pippen with the situation with KD and how he ripped KD and told him that he needed to be more of a team player and all of that jazz because of his play in the finals and comparing him to other players and whatnot. Now this time, he's came out and made a bold statement just recently, and Scottie Pippen has accused Phil Jackson of being a racist, and the reason why he accused Phil of being racist was for the game in which he was playing against New York in the 1994 Eastern Conference Finals, and everybody kind of remembers the story. But if you don't remember the story, I'll give you the backstory. Pretty much, Pippen wanted to take the last shot, and he was salty and refused to go back into the game because, Tony Kukoc was the one that was supposed to take the final shot for the playoff game. Okay. Now on the Dan Patrick show, he had made an appearance, and he was asked a question, about uh, about Phil Jackson and his former teammate MJ, and he pretty much he ripped Jackson, and he also called uh, Michael Jordan selfish as well. I'm going to put all of this in the link for the link to this article from USA Today in the description. And um, quote, Patrick explicitly reference to GQ interview, and Pippen reiterated that he felt he was owed the opportunity to try to win the game for the Bulls. Quote, can I get one shot? He rhetorically asked. Patrick kept pressing, Dan Patrick kept pressing on the racial point. And he asked, quote, have you talked to Phil about this? By saying it was a racial move, then you're calling Phil a racist, quote, end quote. Pippen responded, I don't got a problem with that. Dan Patrick has stated, quote, do you think Phil was or is? And then Pippen responded, oh, yeah. I mean, do you remember Phil Jackson went and left the Lakers and wrote a book about Kobe Bryant and then came back and coached him? Who would do that? You name someone in professional sports who would do that. I think he probably exposed Kobe Bryant in a way that he shouldn't have. End quote. Look, if you felt this way about Phil Jackson, and not only Phil Jackson, about anybody, my question is, why are you doing this now? Okay. Never mind, the racist uh, allegation. Okay. That right there, we'll, we're gonna dig beneath the surface on that. But if you felt so strongly about this and you really had this in your mind, in the back of your mind, and it's really burning you and it's really heating you up, and you really felt some way about it, my question is why didn't you hash this out a long time ago? Okay. But we're not stupid. The public eye is not stupid. Okay. The public eye is not stupid because, Scotty, we know what you're trying to do. And we know that you're trying to sell a book. Let's just call it what it is. And people get more intrigued and more interested into hearing what type of drama took place, and also the fact that it's coming from you. Whereas in the Last Dance, it came a lot from MJ. Okay, so pretty much people are saying, okay, there's two sides to every story, and some people do want to hear what you have to say and everything. Uh, some people will see that as a business move to cater to the selling of your new book, and then some people will feel that it's an attention grabber for the personal things that you're going through. Now, look, I like Scotty. You know, has he had his shortcomings? Yeah, absolutely. Just like any other player. You know, never mind the fact that he chose to sit out with a migraine. Never mind the fact that he chose to hold out because of contract issues, and uh, never mind the fact that he tried to pull that slick shit when it came to the Tony Kukoc situation and Phil Jackson. But this right here it's a bold statement. When you call somebody a racist, that's making a real bold statement. Okay, um, I'm pretty sure that a lot of players have felt some sort of way about particular coaches or particular players. I mean, in any sport, whether it's NFL, NBA, MLB, whatever. But when you make an accusation like that, you're gonna have to come with something other than a last second shot in which he drew up the play for. I don't think that, just from the outside looking in, I don't know what went on in that Chicago Bulls locker room. Only he knows, and only he felt some way. But My thing is this: Michael Jordan never came out and made any accusations about that. I hadn't heard any other players say anything that in regards to Phil Jackson, being a racist or rubbing them the wrong way. But it's been you, and we have to question that. What is your end game here, Scotty? What is your motive here? Because the last time that I checked, you're one of the 50 greatest players. Okay, you're a six-time champion. Okay, you're a perennial All-Star. Okay, and then on top of that, you've been inducted into the Hall of Fame as well. Okay, so what is it that what is it that you're seeking? What are you trying to gain? Okay, now I'm gonna sweep all that other stuff up under the carpet because that a man that's going through situations with his wife and his kids and things of that nature. To me, that's kind of a bitch move to try to talk about some stuff like that and make that as an excuse. But I will say this though: if you really feel some type of way, towards a person, and you had all of these, I wouldn't call it demons, but all of the stuff that's in your mind, you should have put this out a long time ago. But I find it strange that you're trying to do this right before your book comes out. Okay. Now look, as a player, some people may disagree. I thought Pippen was phenomenal. Especially what he did in terms of the defensive end. Okay. From a basketball standpoint. Now he came in with needed to grow a little bit, needed to mature, needed to get stronger mentally, and as well as physically. But that's what he did. No, that's what he did, and Michael Jordan was able to do that. He was able to make him, develop that killer like mentality. But now this game is over with. Now you've retired. You've been away from the game for quite some time now. Okay, and all this stuff that you're doing and all this stuff that you're saying and stuff is nothing but for clout and controversy. And the more that you feed into it, the more that's what he wants. People are going to be intrigued by this sort of thing. Now, look, if he felt that Phil was a racist, he should have said that a long time ago, not nearly what 30, almost 30 years later. You should have said that a long time ago. If you're one of the greatest, you're one of the greatest players, or one of the 50 greatest players to have played this game. Okay, and regardless of what some people think, about him riding the coattail of Michael Jordan, you know, Pippen was good in his own right. Was he as great as Michael Jordan? No, he wasn't. Okay, but he still was a value to this team, and even Michael Jordan had said uh, that he, if it wasn't for Scottie Pippen, you know there there wouldn't there would be no six rings. Plain and simple. Okay, but you've had over 27 years. It's been over 27 years, and you're still holding grudges. You're still harboring these feelings and everything. Okay, some people are disappointed in for some things not working out for them, and they want to do something about it now. No, you should have did something back then. Your time has passed. Your time has passed. Okay, you've had it. You've had a great career, man. You've had a great career. and there's no need to throw any, put more fuel into the fire. All you're doing is you're losing more than you gain. You're losing a lot of respect. You're losing a lot of respect from, a lot of the people. Now, you might be gaining a lot of clout for the wrong reasons. So if you sell this book and you put all this stuff in there that is from your perspective, then think about it. People are going to read that book, and then more people are going to have more questions about everything, and it's going to keep going on and on and on. You've opened a can of worms now. Okay, you're a grown man, and so is he. What you should have did is you should have talked to Phil one on one about it. You weren't saying anything when y'all were hanging together and being together for team meetings and practices. Being in the locker room or watching film, any of that stuff. That stuff should have came up a long time ago. So to sit here and make those bold statements, it's got to be a point of emphasis of what you're trying to do. Look, man, playing in the league is hard, much less any type of professional sport is hard. Okay, it's grueling. Uh, you got and of course the biggest thing is that you have to be mentally tough. But the thing that strikes me the most about Pippen is that he doesn't seem to be mentally tough in this regard because he's sitting here making those statements about Phil Jackson. Now people in the public eye, they're going to want to know. They're actually going to want to hear from both parties. A lot of people are going to want to hear from other people that were actually in that locker room to say, okay, was that really the case? Never mind Jordan in that regard. He's already told his everything from his perspective, number one. And number two, also, he wasn't there in '94. He was away playing baseball. Okay. Now, was he around the team and was he, did he come back and shoot every now and then? Yeah, absolutely. But for the most part, at that point in time, they saw uh, Scottie Pippen, as the leader. Now, did I think that he was a leader that Michael Jordan was? No, he wasn't, and I've said that before. But he was put in a position in order to lead, and as a leader, what you should have did was just follow the instruction, and also uh, you should have um, you should have just been blue collared about the situation. Yeah, RJ, the link is in the description, man. Okay, the link is in the description, and if you didn't catch it, just you'll have to rewind it back, homie. And if you want to step up on here on the panel, I'll be happy to, we'll be happy to address it. But let's just say he accused Phil Jackson of being a racist, man. You know, um, look, I'm of the mindset of this. Okay, if you have a problem with somebody, don't come 27 years later and then try to say it, indirectly or make a statement in an interview or anything. We're talking about a team that pretty much ran the 90s. They pretty much ran the 90s, okay? From 91 to 98. We're talking about that team with the exception of 1994, okay? So, of course, on championship squads and on winning teams, you're going to have a lot of great things that are going to happen. But when you scratch beneath the surface, you start digging, there's going to be a lot of not so good things that are going to come up too as well. It should have came up a long, long time ago. It should have came up a long time ago. There's no reason for that, to come up now. You know, I mean, look at it from this standpoint. Okay, look at it from this standpoint. You're in a business. You're at a job. Okay, you guys are successful. That job is going good for you. Okay, you're rubbing elbows every day with your boss. Okay, your boss tells you to do something, and you don't particularly agree with it, and you end up, quitting yourself. And then you come back and you try to file charges, but what your boss did was no different than what any other boss would tell you to do. Okay, but you make the accusation that that boss is being racist or that boss is discriminating against you or whatever. When you make a statement like that, you better believe that it's going to be some consequences to that, because you're talking about race, you're talking about racism, you're talking about discrimination. Okay, now I'm gonna say it again. Do I think Phil was a racist? I mean, just from the outside looking in, I don't think he was. You know, but then again, I wasn't around him 24. What pretty much uh 6 to 7, almost 8 months out of the year, and always around him, the majority of the day. And the reason why I say that is because you got to think about it. The NBA, you're around each other all, pretty much that's your family. It's just like with football. So he was around him enough to try to get his own perception of Phil Jackson. We're talking about pretty much his entire career with the Bulls, with the exception of Houston, with the exception of Portland. Okay, so I'm not going to say Pippen is right about Phil, and I'm not going to say Phil is a racist. But what I'm saying is that you should have put this out on the table a long time ago. But we know what you're trying to do. You're trying to sell a book, man. You are trying to sell a book. That's what you're trying to do. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Everybody knows, what you're doing and what your whole goal and what your motive is. You know, uh, drama sells, controversy sells, uh, sex sells, violence sells, uh, accusations sell. No, everything sells. Salute Celtics Nation. I see you in the building. So we have to understand that, Scottie Pippen, we can't let you off the hook for this. We can't let you off the hook for this. You saying a statement like that, that's not going to make anything. You're not making the situation any better. And then on top of that, you're coming out, you're making statements about Kevin Durant, who's out there playing his heart out, laying everything out on the line for his team. Okay. Then on top of that, you're sitting up there, you're making, accusations saying that this man was a racist. Then on top of that, you're trying to sell a book, which everybody knows that's a marketing scheme and a hustle tactic. Anybody that comes from the streets, anybody that's been in business, anybody that's been in anything, where you have to sell something. Man, there's always little strategies that you have to do. Now he's been controversial before. Just like when he said that LeBron was a better all around player than MJ, and then when they asked him and they called him out about it on national TV, then he recanted his statement and then came out and said, "Okay, well, there's no way that I'll choose LeBron James over MJ or anything like that." Well, which one is it? You shouldn't have said it in the beginning, And plus, there's a silver lining to what you said. Now, as I let True to King have the floor, I'm gonna say this last thing, okay? Man, whatever issue that you had with the person, okay, and whatever uh, thing that you need to hash out, man, you should have did that a long time ago. And that's my question. Why now, Scotty? Why now? If you're such a leader and you're such a better leader than what MJ was, then you should have already had handled this and swept this under the rug. Oh, but things aren't going good for you. I'm not going to mention your personal life or anything like that. You want it just to sell a book? Scotty, you need to miss me with that shit. Go ahead, Truder King. You got it now.
Salute, salute, salute. I don't have a problem with Scotty at all. I'm complete opposite. Um, this was complete shot to Michael Jordan. I mean, the Kevin Durant thing, whatever. That's whatever. That's just Scottie Pippen's opinion. And I mean, listen, Jordan the one who started it. I mean, let's be real. When that last dance, it's called the last dance, but he's showing a clip of Scottie Pippen if or his mistakes and his the down parts of his career in '94. You wasn't even there, but you showing that part in your own documentary. It's supposed to be the last dance. Why are you showing that part of the documentary? Make me look bad. Make me look like the bad guy and painting the picture. So this is basically retaliation of that. And so, okay, you're going to do that, then all right, I'm fair to do this. It's really that simple. Jordan one who did. Jordan one who took a shot at Scotty, and Scotty is doing it back. It's really that simple. It ain't really that deep. I mean, of course they have a close relationship, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. And the Kevin Durant situation, I mean, about the LeBron, I mean, he didn't lie. I mean, he said KD was more talented than Michael Jordan. That may be true. Don't mean he said he was better. Don't mean Scotty going to of course take Michael Jordan over KD every any day of the week, but he's just being honest.
Okay, look, you know, I understand exactly, what you're saying. Scotty, man, coming in, man. Listen, it's either you're born, to have a, alpha mentality, or you're not. Point is simple. It's either you're born to be a strong person, or you're not. Some guys have to come in, and they have to be molded into being mentally strong. When Scotty came in '87, around I think '87 or '88, around that time, um, he was mentally weak. Okay, everybody knows that. Uh, if it wasn't for Jordan and the combination of his brother in Arkansas, from what I hear, he wouldn't have had the mental fortitude to even deal with the NBA. That being said, Trudy King, this is my thing right here. If you felt that strongly about the last dance or anything, hey, you can't get mad at anybody else but yourself. MJ had told the truth, okay, and I'm not taking any other side. Now, I will say this: he did at the beginning of the last dance. He said, "Look, if it wasn't for Scottie Pippen, there wouldn't have been no six rings."
Right,
That's paying homage. That's paying homage to the guy.
right.
And
Well,
then,
all that, yeah,
but see, this is my thing too. I'm gonna let you go. We also have to realize too, uh, you holding out, because of a contractual dispute. That wasn't anything that that was the team's fault. That's what something that you chose to do. You sitting out because of the migraine. Nobody knows your health issues or anything like that, so I'm not going to judge you on that. And then you also getting mad because, oh well, I feel like I should take the last shot and everything like that. Well, you brought that on yourself. Okay, there's nobody but to blame but yourself. But you're bringing that up 27 years later.
But Jordan did the same thing. But
Jordan,
Jordan did the same thing, Polo. You can't. That's not you. You can't be.
nah,
Jordan did the same exact thing. He talked the last dance when the movie is called The Last Dance, and you went up there and got a part took a part that happened in '94, where you wasn't even there.
right,
And put
but
play Scott Pippen in a bad light. That's not cool.
right, right.
That's
Well,
not. That's
I
not. That's
mean,
not cool at all.
he was telling it from his perspective. I mean, was he lying?
Well, he wasn't there. So what do you the all, but all that being said, you the one who quit and retired, and you quit and retired back playing basketball. For any
Well,
we don't know the
well,
reason.
we know what that we
Well,
know what that was.
we don't really know. No, we really
We,
don't know what the real reason
we
is.
do. We know what it was about.
It's
That
his
was
business,
because of the
business.
gambling situation, and
Man,
that
I
was
mean,
because of the legal
how you
NBA.
want to call it, he
Hmm.
wherever decision way may be, because a lot
Hmm.
whatever. He walked away from the game of basketball.
Right, and he came
You
back.
left. You left your team. You left your team, and Scotty had
Well,
the
I
whole.
mean, it's not like
Scott.
he had. It's not like he had a choice. We weren't in the room with David Stern during that time.
I mean, hey, he had the choice not gambling either, if that's the case.
we
But
were we in the
okay, but
room?
we had.
Do we know his gambling debt? Did we
Hey,
know the
if you had a
situation that happened with his
if
father? Because that's what many people have speculated. True.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why. See, that's what I'm saying. Whatever the reason is, that's on Michael Jordan. And on the we all that's all it's all really what it is. It's Michael Jordan. Scott Pippen was stood there. It took okay, boom, took responsibility.
Hmm.
Jordan who and Jordan was been talk about retiring anyway before that. So come on. You can't sit up
Well,
here and talk about you can't sit up here and talk about oh when that man he didn't want to come in the game and all that put him Scott in a bad light. It happened. It is true, and he gets criticized for that. But you bring it up in the last dance, and
mhm.
it's not even that. The documentary ain't about that. That was petty. And he did not need to put that in that documentary. That's a fact.
Well, yeah. I mean, but he was telling the story though. True.
Man, he wasn't there
He
though.
was telling the
If he
story, and he
was,
was going line by line. There was a lot of other stuff that I felt besides that situation that shouldn't have been even put in the last dance, but it
yeah,
ties in.
but he wasn't right. But he wasn't there though. But and there's the thing too about him being mentally weak. You had never heard no situation of Michael Jordan putting hands on no damn Scottie Pippen or doing anything
Well,
to,
but that's not
talk to Scottie Pippen. So all
well.
that mentally weak says, see, that's a bad.
That has
See,
nothing. That has nothing to do with that. We're talking about from a mental standpoint,
he not. I don't
not
think he
saying that
was.
he had
I
to
don't. Right.
put his game in.
I don't think he was mentally weak. Not that he made bad decisions. I don't think he is mentally weak. You're trying to tell me that you're a top five player in the '90s, and
Uh
you sit up here and play with Michael Jordan all
huh.
them years under the man's shadow, getting
Well, he didn't
criticized.
get it. He didn't get it when he was going up against the Pistons. He didn't get it when he was going up against the Celtics. He wasn't. He had to be shown the ropes, just like
Yeah, he
any other
was.
player.
I mean, right, but I'm just saying, in the '90s, when you're a top five player in the '90s, and you under this man's shadow, and you getting criticized even to this day of being downplayed stuff as a player, and you still he chose it. He could have
Mhm.
left, and they wouldn't have him six NBA championships. He could have left, but he didn't, and he stood alone because listen, in the day we try here to win championships, and he did what he had to,
Right.
and he did his job.
And who wanted him there? True.
Scottie Pippen, what are you talking about?
Jordan, no, Jordan
It
wanted
doesn't
him.
matter. Jordan said so
Jordan
himself. He
wanted
wasn't
him,
fair.
man.
It
Jordan was the
doesn't
leader of
matter.
the team.
Hey, Scottie Pippen was also a leader too.
No, he
It wasn't
wasn't.
just Michael
Not,
Jordan. Yes,
he was
it
a
was
leader, but
Scottie Pippen.
he wasn't that alpha though.
How he wasn't that alpha when he go listen. He
Oh
had a
wait,
lot of
hold on,
responsibility for that
true.
team.
Hold on. Oh wait. Hey,
You can
Celtics
have more than
Nation.
one alpha on the team.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Hey man. Hey, True the King, man. Hey, you already know the rules over here on Polo Sports Talking ENT. Hey, Celtics Nation, man. Hey man, if you say something, man, you can't be no chat warrior, man. You got to nip it in the bud. Am I lying, True the King?
You lying, but if
That's
I'm, if
how
I'm
that's how we
capping,
do around here. True the
okay,
King's my nigga,
but
man. You know what I'm saying? We go at each other and stuff like that. He got some good arguments, but you can't be up in the hey, you gotta come up in here and speak your mind, man. You know what I'm saying? And see what your premise is and if you can stand your premise along with True the King. Go ahead, True.
now here's the thing. Now Alpha, whatever case may be. Now now was he the main guy on the team? Was he the top alpha of the team? No, but Scottie Pippen held a lot of weight and he was the leader of that team. That's
I
the fact of
agree.
the matter. That's just the fact of the matter is he had a lot of responsibility and he made Jordan's job easier. That's just the fact of the matter is he was one majority of the time guarding the best player. And he was facilitating that offense and rebounding and doing all that stuff. And all Jordan
Hello?
had to worry about.
Hold on, Celtics. Let True the
I'm
King
just saying Scotty had a
and
lot of
Celtics
responsibility on the team.
Nation.
I'm
You can
not
go ahead and go.
Yeah, I'm not saying he was a main alpha of the team, but let's just keep it real. Scottie Pippen was the real deal. He one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He made Jordan's job easier. That's as simple as that. He made his job easier, way easier, man. So I mean, Scott Jordan said so and so. Without Scottie Pippen, I wouldn't win no championship. He and Jordan knows that.
And Jordan made Pippen's job easier too. He didn't.
You
Him
right?
and Rodman. Hey, before I say this, I'm gonna let because I know he gonna respond to this. I know True the King. I'm gonna give you that opportunity. I'm gonna let Celtic Nation go, but let me say this, okay, real quick. When he held out, for that contractual issue, it was Jordan. It was Jordan, and it was Rodman, the one that had to pick up the slack. Am I right or wrong?
I
Yeah,
mean,
you're right.
yeah.
So they needed each other. That's
I mean,
just
I'm not
plain.
saying they don't, but I mean, hey, I mean, all I'm saying is this though: Scott Pippen helped other teams out after the fact. Jordan didn't. That's all I'm gonna say right there. So I mean, hey, man, I mean, the Jailblazers. I'm just saying, man, they almost went to the finals. No
Oh
shot.
man, come on, man.
I'm just saying, man. I'm
You
just
really
saying,
gonna
man.
bring the Jailblazers
I'm
up,
just
get
saying.
dunked on them?
I'm just saying though, man. He helped. Listen, man. He was a role player. He was. You still one of the best defenders in the league. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, man.
And
I
then when
mean,
he went to Houston, Barkley was the one complaining about his ass.
No, Charles was lazy as shit though, man. And to be fair though, during that time, can Scotty ever be a main guy on the team? Maybe not. Scotty may cannot ever be a main guy on the team. Let's be fair though. I mean, he only had like a year and a half. We all see him doing that because during that time in Houston, he was broken down. He has injuries and stuff like that. But so
Yeah, he was at the twilight of his career. All right, Celtic Nation, man. You said True the King is on cap. I don't think he's gonna
All
take that
right.
that well, but you need to explain yourself, brother. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Polo, bro. I seen you from Ticket and T Price channel, bro. I salute you. But I salute you too, True the King,
salute,
a real Celtic fan, bro.
salute, man.
But man, the reason
Yeah,
I was
yeah, we know, nigga. We know that shit, but yeah, nigga, you still said he cap. We want to know
I'm
why.
Kevin. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
I
Don't
know, man.
Disrespect.
try to butter his ass up, nigga. That nigga want to know
No,
why. What's up?
nah, I know, man. I was just joking, bro. But
No, it's all good.
I, I I just think, man, I just think that's cat, man, because you remember what season it was? What 96, 95 when Scotty was out for most of a little bit of this regular season, and Jordan and Dennis was picking up the slack.
It
Like,
was in the '98 season.
okay, yeah, I had the years way off, but just to me, man, I just think like I seen somebody there, and I'm 25, and I know a lot about basketball, and but I just thought like Scotty, man, just seeing what Jordan did his whole career, I thought like Scotty's just that ultimate sidekick, but he I thought he could have did more because he was so his intangibles, he could do so much more. He could have Scotty could have averaged like 23 next to Jordan, man.
Yeah, but that was he was asked to do though, man. I mean, Scotty's the top 50 player of all time. I mean, I think he did. The numbers may show what. I understand what you're talking about. Where you want him to the numbers to show, but his skill set shows that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like he add that with him being a great defender. If he would have just had that mentality, like I'm on the team with Jordan, and I'm gonna let Jordan get his stuff off, but I'm gonna still do me and be the great defender I am, and try to do above and show what I can do too on offensively. You know.
Well,
I mean, he
let
did
me
that,
start.
but he did that though.
Yeah,
But he did that
yeah,
though.
that's what I'm about to say. Now, Celtics Nation, I do gotta, I gotta piggyback off of that. Yeah, he did do that. He did his job, man. I'm not gonna say that Scotty uh, could have did more or anything like that. I'm talking about off the court or maybe mentally, maybe
Oh,
there was some lapses there. But as
oh
far
yeah,
as him holding it down, as far as him being that defender, as far as him being that facilitator, because he was one of the point forwards besides people like Grant Hill and just a couple others. He revolutionized what the point forward was supposed to be about, and so Scottie
oh
Pippen
yeah, he
definitely.
definitely did.
But where me and Trudy King was parting ways was the fact that he needed to be molded into that leader.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, that's any young, but more Jordan had them same type of process. Yeah, but Jordan had the skill set, but Jordan had to get more to be a leader too. And Scottie Pippen was one of the leaders of any team don't have just one leader. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, Des Rodman, he also, I mean, in his sense, was a leader in his sense. You know what I mean? Des Rodman, well, you can't. Des Rodman not an alpha dog? I mean,
Well,
Des Rodman did the fuck he wanted.
Jordan always
Des
had that
Rodman,
mentality though.
yeah, but I'm saying is Des Rodman
He
not an
was
alpha
he was
dog?
he was.
Would you
Was
would you
Dennis that
say
alpha dog? I felt he was.
I'm just
would
saying
you
Des Rodman did the fuck he wanted to do. Jordan had
Yeah,
to go get that nigga.
yeah, exactly. And there was no way. Hey, True to King and Celtics Nation, damn well. Rodman. Hey, Rodman went off on everybody else, but when Rodman was slacking, needed to go get him after drinking in Vegas and all that other stuff. Guess
Oh
what?
yeah, that's
Rodman
facts.
got his
That's
ass.
facts.
Kicked.
Like Dennis Rodman, like Scotty, when Scott, like I said, Scotty. I mean, when it was a decision, and here's the thing why Scotty was such a leader because when Phil Jackson brought that, what was it? When they was decided that they want to sign Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen was a part of that process. So it wasn't just Jordan, you know what I mean? It was also Scottie Pippen because Scottie Pippen was also important. He was also the leader. You know what I mean?
Well,
Anything
yeah,
that had to do
he had to get he had to
like
get
the
the okay from because the whole thing with the Pistons and stuff how he shoved them into the crowd and all that stuff. He still thought
so
about them type.
I'm just saying. I mean, other people wasn't there. That was also at people on the team. They wasn't there. It was just Michael Jordan, Scotty, and Phil. No, so I'm just saying Scotty was a leader. I mean, was he the alpha as Michael Jordan? No, but Scotty was that. That's why Scotty took that shot because like dog, like you, I don't know why you took that shot
So
at me. Like
so let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. Like just from looking at it, man, True the King and Celtics Nation. Do y'all felt like
Hmm.
do you felt like Scotty was right for sitting on the bench after that and
no, he
saying,
wasn't. No, he wasn't. He wasn't right at all. He wasn't right at all. But at the same time, bring that up 20 some years later in your documentary, trying to paint a picture of me, make me look at a bad light. That's you know what I mean? Because hey, I did what I did, and I got criticized for
yeah,
it.
but how is
But
that? But True to King and Celtics Nation,
but that's okay. But right. Oh, and that's fine.
how the
Listen,
fuck is that racially motivated?
Nah, that's not
no,
racially
That's
motivated.
no,
that's
it's not racially motivated.
he
I'm saying,
said
no, I'm
he
saying.
that's the accusation he made. He called him Phil a racist.
Nah, yo, Scotty's tripping, man.
I mean, he was
Phil's
wrong.
not
Listen,
racist.
listen, he was wrong for that, and I think Scotty still talking or whatever. But the problem is this, though. You bring that back up 20 some years later, it was over that. Phil don't have no problem with Scottie Pippen, and Scotty don't have problem with Phil. That was
Mhm.
happening almost years ago. Scotty left the team because Phil Jackson they didn't want to bring back Phil Jackson. Well, that's one of the reasons why he left. Everybody left because of that. So it's like he was just mad at the time because of that situation. Yes, he was wrong for that, but don't bring that joint up 20 years later to try to paint yourself like a good light and paint me look like I'm a bad guy. Oh, this
Yeah.
is what happened when I left. Nah, don't do that. This is what happened when I left. Nah, you left. When you wasn't there, you was playing baseball. You was being trash. You was trash playing baseball because nobody want to talk about that. You were being playing bad playing baseball, and come on, man. That's not like that's
But
ridiculous. But
that's not what we're
I
talking
question.
about.
I'm just saying.
You did not
I'm
throw that
just
shit
saying.
in there.
Nah,
I'm
yo,
just saying, man.
Jordan was hitting
That's hey,
decent
that's
for a
that
little bit.
Man, I don't want to hear that, man. That's
bias,
not no
man.
leader. Listen, all I'm saying is this though, man. That ain't no leadership stuff, man. And
Oh
you
my
can criticize
god,
like you.
man.
That ain't no leadership stuff, man. Bill Russell would have
South
never did that,
political. You
man.
ain't true king, man. He got it. He like, yeah. Pippen, yeah, Jordan was the leader, but man, give Pippen his props. All right, man, come on.
Hey, listen. All I'm saying is this, man. All I'm saying is this, man. Bill Russell would never did that, man. Bill Russell would never do that, man.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm just
God,
saying. That's
come
why Bill
on,
Russell was real.
But
man.
jo-
That's why Bill Russell. That's
but
why Bill Russell was
Jordan's
real
a
We
goat.
talk
different.
about the Bulls.
That's why Bill Russell was real goat, man.
Don't
That's
come
why
up in
Bill
here trying
Russell.
to
But
flood this channel with
Jordan's a
Celtics, man.
different.
It's silly up in here, all right?
Hey, listen, hey,
Yo,
man, Wilt know. Wilt know. RP Wilt, but he know. He knew too.
Yeah,
You
he
know
listen,
what I mean? They was
was
best
about to
friends. They
pay
was best friends,
3,000 women
man.
here that's flat with. But anyway.
He was. Hey, listen, hey, man, listen. He was friends with Bill, man. Listen, he knew too. Listen, man, Bill would never have done that, man.
yo,
Bill would
uh,
but
never have done that.
no, I
Jordan.
give I will say this. You bring up a good point, though, to the game. I'm gonna let South Political because I know he ready to get off on this point. He done talked about this before too, but when it comes to Bill Russell, I don't think he gets talked. And everybody talks about LeBron James and
Thank you.
off the court. Bill Russell, man, they don't realize that it was him. It was Jim Brown, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Muhammad Ali. Those guys, man, were the pillars in making the push, and Malcolm X were making the push for the civil rights movement and everything. So that to me that put Bill Russell at the top upper echelons when it comes to political and everything else, and also being a leader as well. And he had to take a lot of hell for that. South Political, go ahead and speak on this situation, and I'll let y'all go ahead and cook, man.
Oh yeah, we had talked a little bit about this a couple of days ago, or not 2 days ago or so, and I gotta come back and say I was totally wrong on the prospect of the answer that was the question that was asked to Pippen, and I gotta come back and be a man and say that because I went into depth, but now going back, I he was asked who was better between LeBron and Durant, but I did listen to what was I would assume the interview that was done today, and I got mixed feelings about it. You know, I in some aspects I look at it like, okay, why are you doing this Pippin? And then I you can look at it and say he's promoting a book, and then he has this what is it not tequila, but he got this bourbon coming out, this bourbon liquor coming out, and then I look at it as well. Okay, you promoting something to make a little bit of money, start a little controversy, but then you remember I brought this up as well, Polo, the fact that the way that the Last Dance was put together, he had a valid point as far as trying to disrespect him, which was something that was not particularly made for him,
Yeah,
but
that's
he
what
felt like,
that's what True alluded to.
yeah, and he felt like, man, he felt like, I think he felt like that Jordan and his teammates didn't come up and say something about that. I know that Jordan has said in the past that he felt like Pippen should have made more money, but he felt like the optics of the Last Dance was always to make it feel like that you know that the Bulls couldn't do nothing without him. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't be a successful organization or nothing
But
after he retired. That was the optics of the Last Dance, and even he pointed out the fact that they went into detail about the Last Dance. From my opinion, was supposed to be focused on the last year of the 97-98 Bulls, but
Right.
they went back to the point about a situation that had nothing to do with that year where it made Pippen look bad as a player. And I understand why Pippen was like, what this got to do with the last year of us playing?
right, but why we? I'm sorry, I mean cut in. But the thing about it is that he's made accusations that filled. He went on the Dan Patrick show,
Oh,
and he was saying stuff during his interview. And one of the things that he said is that the '94 shot situation was racially motivated, calling Phil a racist. Why would you make
yeah.
that accusation 27 years later? That was in 1994.
That's what he felt at that time, though. He was wrong.
Yeah,
That's what he felt at that time, and I think
yeah.
him and Phil probably talked about it.
I feel
Man,
like it was. I feel like it was a shock jock take to kind of bring more attention. But and I'm gonna let True go after I say this. I think the underlying scope of all this is winning mask is it puts makeup over all the things. Cause I feel like a lot of this stuff would have came out if they didn't have the success of winning that they had. It would have came out a lot earlier. But now once time is set in, and then having a situation where certain players feel like they've been disrespected, because you got to remember, Horace Grant talked. He had his issues with Jordan as well, even though they had success as teammates.
but
A
that was
lot of
with
these
Jordan,
players are
not
coming
Phil.
up. No, no, I'm just bringing out. I'm just putting it all in the context that winning cup mask a lot of issues that's going on at that time. So now I guess players got a time to reset and look at other things, and then see stories be played out and make them look a type of way, and then they come back and have their own opinions, whether it's by a book or whether it's by interview, and say, look, man, it didn't really go down like that. Because if you don't remember, Pippen did say something about the last shot with Kerr, and he alluded to some things that a lot of us might not know about. I don't know if he was being truthful or not, but it's something we got to take into consideration. But you can go ahead and cook True or whoever else on the panel.
Go ahead, True.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, yeah. I think he really just tried to sell the book. Also, I mean, listen, in the day, he getting paid. And let's be honest, as of right now, Scotty is a smart move because he is getting painted bad in a light right now. Things that's out of his control in a sense, and his ex-wife and things are going on. And like I said, he get his long name again thrown on him because of that
Yeah.
documentary. So it's like, why not put a book out? You know what I mean? People are going to be tuned into it. People going, you know what I mean? I mean, sure, everybody, other basketball players don't make books. Why can't he also? So I mean,
Yeah,
I look at that.
that's a
So
great
I
point.
mean, so
It
it's
looked like
like,
he's been attacked in his personal life and in his past
yeah,
professional life. So like he
yeah.
might be like,
So
man, it's enough. Some gotta give.
yeah, because like I feel though, and also I mean, like, and it's just I think it's really time though. Because like I said, he's been even before even the stuff that like he's been disrespected in a sense of him being a sidekick, him being a quote, and there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that because his Hall of Fame players just be putting that. There's nothing wrong with that because in the day you can't control what you control. When you got somebody like Michael Jordan, your team, majority of the time you're going to be a sidekick, right? So I mean, it is what it is. So I
So,
think
But,
God
but
for trying to just put his perspective out there.
But true, this why I push hard on this Jordan Strawman argument, because it's like the Jordan Strawman argument will denigrate anybody to make Jordan look better,
Right.
and we seen it with his teammates. You see what I'm saying? I don't think it's they want to go against him, but it's like, come on, y'all got to quit this. Jordan could be the GOAT or whatever, or however people see it, but you can't let the media in collusion, probably possibly with him, just make other his former players that he went to battle with
Yeah.
look so bad, and he don't
Yeah.
really come to bat.
I mean, Jordan
You
do,
know,
but here's Jordan.
so,
Jordan
so,
do.
so
Jordan
Celtics
does. It's
Nation,
just
man, what
it's
you got
really
to
the
say,
media.
man? You got something to say, something else?
Yeah, I want to say like I think Scotty doing this just trying to get his rap back and try to boost his like market value on this book, man. And because he his wife's been in the news all the time too, man. Like it's just all this stuff on Scotty, and it's just paying him in a bad light, and he's just I guess he's just trying to deal with it his way. I don't know, man. Like
this this is the thing to me, man. Like these players, even to me, with LeBron being arguably, in my opinion, the most hated athlete ever, superstar athlete ever. All these great players
in
have their own.
sports,
Yes, by far,
in sports,
easily, easily the super. It's
Tom
not even
Brady,
close.
Tom
Barry
Brady, yo,
Bonds, Barry
No,
Bonds,
no,
man.
Larry,
Tom
no,
Brady.
between no Barry Bonds was
Barry
hated by the
Bonds,
media,
Barry
but
Bonds,
LeBron,
man, a lot of
LeBron
You
is
said
people hated
LeBron,
Barry.
LeBron the most hated. I don't
by the
agree with that.
fans.
Yeah, Barry
The
Bonds was on a
fans
whole nother level. South
I
Solidity.
can't stand LeBron, but
I think Bill
Barry
Russell the
Bonds was
most
hated
hated.
by the media.
Bill
He wasn't
Russell,
hated
Bill
Bill
by the
Russell the
Russell
fans.
most hated.
Bill
Bill
Russell.
Russell, Bill
for
Russell was
real?
one of them.
Yeah. True
I'm gonna tell
that.
you why.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because the
tell you
media.
why because
I know what you're talking about.
the
Yeah,
media fans, they like
yeah,
disrespect
man.
him to a high degree. Like
Not
You
people
being
say,
you
you
disrespected
know, people downplay the era he played in. People
You
say
gotta
he's a bum. People say he's
you
a
wrong.
trash. And all that.
He the most disrespected. He ain't the most hated. He the most disrespected as far as where he stand with the great.
Disrespect, hate. I mean,
exactly.
it's a thin
I
line
mean,
between
Kareem
that
was up
stuff,
there
though.
too.
People don't hate him.
A lot of people didn't like Kareem either.
Kareem, I think
Yep.
Kareem is Kareem. I mean, disrespect and hate it. That's a thin line, though.
No,
I
it's
feel
not
what
the
you're saying.
same thing, bro.
It's not. It's a thin line, though. When it
So
comes to
you
hate and
got
disrespect.
so
No.
South. You got LeBron above
They just done a poll on it
Barry
recently.
Bonds.
To be honest with you. Y'all didn't see
I mean,
that? They done a poll on it. He won it by a landslide.
I
They just
mean,
Okay.
done.
I mean, yeah, because LeBron James fans
You
be
got
thinking it's
Kobe
funny.
was up there too at one point.
Yeah,
I
the
mean, I'm
media
not saying
hated
LeBron.
Kobe.
LeBron James is one of the most hated NBA fans ever, but I mean, that is true. But I mean, he kind of, I mean, in a
I would
sense where it's like he kind of put it on himself that Miami move. That's what made him really the villain that
We're not
Miami move.
arguing.
I would say
I'm
Kobe.
but it's not close. I'm gonna pull it up for you. Go ahead, my bad though. Go ahead.
I would say
Yeah,
you go true.
yeah. I mean, it's because I mean the thing about different. I wouldn't say he. I mean, there's a lot of people out here love LeBron, man. You got LeBron, like
I
LeBron. I mean,
know.
you have like you got when you have a lot of people that love you, you also got a lot of people that hate you too, though. So it's like it's a yeah. Is he most hate you? Yeah, he probably get a lot. He does get a lot of hate.
And that's why I said Tom Brady, yo.
Tom Brady in there, but he not. It's not close. I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna pull it
I
up.
see it, man. I
I know
see
people
it.
will vote, but don't mean it's right though. Because I was like saying Bill Russell means more hated than LeBron.
Bill Russell
I
not hated. He just disrespected as far as his
He's
talent.
he
Don't nobody
yeah,
hate
he's
Bill Russell.
disrespected. Bill Russell's disrespected.
Just like Duncan. Duncan is disrespected too, as great as he is. They diminish him because to me, Tim Duncan and Bill Russell are like the most blue collar superstars ever. They didn't have
Yeah,
the most.
exactly.
Yeah, but they not hated. They just
Okay,
people
wait.
disrespect.
Let me.
I agree. I guess I agree with that. But I mean, it is that is a thin line though.
This
It's
is
different, but
this
it's a
is
thin line.
this is who they got on the list. Okay, they got Rafi Torres. I mean, they got Rafi Torres. They got LeBron James. That was number 2. They got Dennis Rodman number 3. Alex Rodriguez number 4. Kobe Bryant number 5. Floyd Mayweather number 6. Tiger Woods number 7. Lance Armstrong number 8. Mike Tyson number 9. Tom Brady number 10. O.J. Simpson 11. Barry Bonds 12. Jay Cutler. Then you got Kurt Busch and Conor McGregor and other people. Ryan Gosling. But
Kobe not even top 10,
they
man. People
kind of
need
at
to
the
think
top.
that the Kobe hate Kobe so much. I never noticed
Rafi
it.
Torres plays his hockey. I don't know who he is.
I know it's this narrative going around. I guess it's the Kobe fans that Kobe was just hated so much. Man, I never noticed that. I know that he has some
The
issues
media
with
hates
giving out the
Kobe, man.
resources, but people swear he was hated so much. I'm like, no, it's not true.
I'm a Celtics fan, and Kobe's my favorite player of all time. And I
But
seen it when I was a kid. That the media
but,
hated Kobe. I
but
don't know why.
the thing about it, the media has a duality for the most part with these athletes. You have journalists that hate the players and like players, and then you have a premeditated plot to have like somebody go against a for a player. But when you put in consideration the media and fans, man, LeBron, the fan, it's a lot of fans that hate LeBron. They can sit, man, they blame everything on LeBron. You know, it's 95 degrees outside because of LeBron James and all this crazy shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's 90 degrees in goddamn December because of LeBron James.
Yeah.
And he was top. He was number 2 on the list. You know,
Yeah. Like I, I used to like LeBron when I was younger, but I can't. I just see how LeBron moves now. I can't stand with him, man.
that's fine. But see, this the thing. You don't have to like all athletes, bro. But when somebody's, it's like people put more energy into their own. I mean, into their own spouse or their life, hating a person that's just an athlete that they don't like how they play the game or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
interesting to me. I'm not the biggest Kobe fan, man, but I respect a lot of stuff Kobe done, man. You can't take that away from him. I'm not the
Oh yeah.
biggest Malone fan,
I
not the
respect
biggest Michael fan.
a little bit of what LeBron's done, but as to like me personally, I don't have him in like my top 10 favorite players of all time. But
Yeah,
me personally,
that's
you know,
that's nothing wrong with that. But if you one of these people that just blame everything that go wrong in the league on LeBron, like really, bro?
oh no,
Like
no,
people make him the boogeyman. Like, come on,
yeah, no,
he the boog
it's
every time somebody posts something, like you can go on YouTube and see somebody post is Westbrook going to the Lakers. Look, that's LeBron, man. He up to it again. I'm like, man, this dude is not doing this shit. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? You blame this dude. Like, really? Quit that shit. You know what I'm
I
saying?
I
Quit it.
I think some of it's warranted, yo. I think like
Man,
because
we
he
gotta have
LeBron's done traded a lot of players, man.
man, LeBron is on the team. Does he have influence on the roster? Of course. But quit all this shit like this dude making all the moves. Like he making every fucking decision that go on in the league. That's not going on. No
Oh
player is
no,
doing.
no,
That's how people act. Like, oh
no
man, they
players
started
doing that.
back on LeBron and this and that. Like, what is it?
Yeah,
This
no
is
players doing
ridiculous,
that.
man. I hear people say this crazy shit, and they be serious though. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like this, I don't care who people like. You know what I'm saying? But it's just weird how these people have an obsession with hating a person that don't even affect their direct life. You know what I mean? That's just a
yeah,
weird thing to
and
me.
it's just
It's an
sports.
obsession to get aroused out of hating somebody.
Yeah,
Gonna say, "Oh man, you just like LeBron," and it ain't even about me liking it. Even if you come over here, if you come on here, just if I see somebody talking about any player for hours and hours and blame them for everything, I'm like, man, come on,
yeah,
man,
it's got to be constructive criticism, man.
get your life together, man. Like really, that's crazy.
Yeah,
But
but
like I said, with the no, go ahead.
oh yeah, thank you for tell Polo I said thank you for letting me come on. This is my first time, but salute South. I'll be seeing you on T Price and Ticket.
I ain't never been on ticket. He never let me on there. I mean, I
Oh,
gave him a membership and all that. He
oh,
never did let me on. I never been on there, but I, I'm
okay.
just sitting here. I mean, I learned very fast. Like it's a lot of stuff going on and beefs and this, and I was just a person on here just to get up and chop and talk about basketball. Like that's all, and just have a social camaraderie and stuff like that, man. All the other stuff that go on, man. I mean, I
Yeah,
have no control of that, man. I just get on here, have a good conversation, man. Voice my opinion, keep it moving.
yeah. That's why I joined the channel to talk basketball too.
Yeah. But Polo got kicked out. I don't know where he at right now. I don't know if he got bounced out or
Okay,
whatever. But
I'm about to drop out the panel.
okay,
All right, bro.
all right. Good talking to you, my guy. I can't tell what your name is. I can't see it on the.
Oh, it's Celtic Nation
Oh,
67.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. You probably you see me over there in the chat, man. I was like, man, a lot of people don't like it because I got Bill Russell above Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
people like other great players. Bill Russell, a top 5 great. He one of the goats. He one of the
yeah,
goats, man.
yeah.
You
Bill
can't deny
Russell
it.
gets disrespected too much, too
He one
much.
of the goats. You can't.
Yeah,
And like I tell you, man, I'm Jordan one of the goats too. I got Jordan number 2 on my list. people go crazy over that. But I just hate how
You got
I
number
just
two. No, let me stop.
no, I just hate. See, this is what I've been every week. This shit come more into fruition. Polo, the Jordan
Mhm.
strawman argument. They made Jordan the Messiah complex of
The
how
Jordan what? The
the
Jordan
great.
what? True.
They made Jordan the archetype of you not considered the great unless you have a career like him. And if
Yeah.
anybody have a position, whether it's a form, whether it's players or other people that have other opinions, they gotta protect it. They gotta do that. Jordan gonna be one of the goats, all the people's goat, no matter what people do, man. You can't take that from Jordan. But everybody not gonna see Jordan as the greatest. They not. That's just
I,
simple fact of the matter.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna tell you. Remember when you brought up? I think it was either you. It was either you or somebody else. They had brought up Will Chamberlain. And see, true man. Like just like you, man. You probably come from a long family of. You
True
got
got kicked
athletes.
out.
Can you hear me?
True got kicked out. I don't know if he left out or bumped out or something.
Yeah.
He,
Um. Was he trying to? Because I'm looking for him, but he's not trying. Hey, true man. Well, if you hear him, man, come back in, man. And Celtics Nation, y'all come back in too if you can. Well, this is what I was about to say. Like when you talk to you know, like certain guys that were in a particular era, you're gonna have to really have alligator skin because they're gonna sit there and they're gonna be like, like let's say me and you, we walk up and you got a whole bunch of people that have played, right? True. And be like, yeah, man, MJ, man, ain't nobody better than MJ. Nigga, you better come with something stronger than just like, oh yeah, he was this or he is that. They gonna want to know why because then they gonna break it down. But one of my uncles, man, he was telling me that the reason why that he doesn't have Jordan as his goat, or he doesn't think that Jordan was the greatest player and everything, is because when you look at when you look at a person like a Kareem or like a guy like Oscar Robertson, or he said even Dr. J. He said, man, back in those times, he said there was a lot of different things. It was just like the same thing when you take it to totality when we talk about Floyd Mayweather and the 50-0 argument and stuff like that. He said back in those times, he said situations were much different. He also talked about. He said this what Isaiah Thomas said too. Like he said this before Isaiah Thomas said this, and I'm just like, damn, was he listening to my uncle or something? But he said that Kareem had won at pretty much every level and everything. So he had Kareem, and he said Dr. J because he said Jordan would the people that he looked at when he came in with David Thompson and Dr. J. That was their Jordan and Elgin Baylor. It was a combination of Jordan, Elgin Baylor. I mean, a combination of Dr. J, Elgin Baylor, and Connie Hawkins and David Thompson that revolutionized the shooting guard and wing position for the athleticism. And he said, man, those guys right there, they were getting up and they were playing way more games and they were doing a lot of stuff. And these guys had regular jobs too. So he said if Jordan probably would have played in that era, he would have been all right. But he said he wouldn't have been as dominant as he was. He said the game. He said this too true. He said everybody talks about the '90s and everybody talks about the '80s. He said, man, the '60s and the '70s and even the '50s were physical too. But we can't. He said you're not gonna never know it because you wasn't even thought of back then. I was like I kind of took that into consideration what he said. So that's
yeah,
why I'll never like when you say, okay, you got Jordan number two or something like that. I don't go crazy over that shit.
cause yeah, I remember this is just my opinion. Like we didn't see it there, and you see, since I've been coming on your panel, I've never gave the disrespect that of to players that I told you I'm not big fans of like other people. I've never disrespected them like they disrespect the LeBron or other players, right? These people just try to put asterisks on their achievements and all this and that. Like, come on, man. Who are you? You not even you ain't a professional at nothing, but now you can tell who should have an asterisk on their career. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's egregious, man.
I mean, because like like okay, when they ask me about well, why you got you should have Tim Duncan up there instead of Dennis Rodman. When I told everybody my starting five was, you should have uh Hakeem Olajuwon. I mean, you should have Kareem in place of Hakeem Olajuwon or something like that. I mean, nah, everybody has their own reasons for picking it. The
You
way
remember
I
we
look
did
at
that when I first came
oh,
home.
hmm?
Remember we had done that team versus team when one of the first panels I came on. We had
Yeah,
a
yeah,
good time. You know what I'm saying? We on this crazy stuff. Why you got this? We just gave our teams and tell you why. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
But see, I don't never like go crazy. Like there's a lot of people like my uncle. He can't stand Jordan. Man, he can't stand Jordan, but he respects him. But I'm not gonna be like, oh well, you know what? Man, I don't even want to conversate with you no more because you don't see the way I do. I got an auntie. She's a diehard Lakers fan, like a diehard Lakers fan, and she said all of her favorite players were Lakers. She said, but with the exception of Larry Bird, because she said Larry Bird was able to come in into the Great Western Forum and do damage. That's the only reason she got to give him respect, saying stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, man, that's people. I know people that don't even have none of these great. They got role players as their greatest player. I know a motherfucker. Well, he wasn't a role player. I know a motherfucker that thinks Baron Davis was the best point guard ever. So it's
Dr. J.
everybody
Dr.
got
J.
their.
Didn't
We
Dr.
got
J.
Luda Ryder up in her. Luda Ryder, man. Make sure y'all go ahead and sub to Luda Ryder, man. LWC all day, man. He's a Chicago Bulls fan.
What's going on?
Lou, what you got on this Pippen thing? Because I think if anybody can dig deep behind this, and South Political, man, you probably be on. He could tell you a lot about what went on, but go ahead, take it away, man. What you think about what Pippen been doing, making these accusations, man?
All right. There's always two sides to every story. There's Pippen's side, there's Phil Jackson's side. And you haven't heard from Phil Jackson. You haven't even heard from any guys who used to play for him. Like, I know Kwame Brown gonna probably say something about this. Cause Ticket probably already talked to Kwame Brown and he gonna break it down. Now, Pippen's still upset about one play that happened 30 plus years ago. One play that he did not get the ball in the playoffs against the Knicks, that Kukoc hit that shot. Everybody knows the history of Pippen shooting. Pippen was never a great shooter. He was never a great shooter. And he was known for being what, Polo? A great defender.
Right.
And
Right.
a great point forward. But his shooting was never that great. Never. And they ran that play dozens of times in the season, and Kukoc hit that shot every single fucking time. Now, Phil Jackson, Phil Jackson had said some things in the past I did not agree with. And he said some things about Kobe in his book. He said some things about LeBron James and his buddies. I did not agree with what Phil Jackson says.
Right.
But to call him but for Pippen to call Phil Jackson a racist because he did not give you the ball at that crucial time in the playoffs. What if you admit that shot? Bull fan will be pissed off at you. Everybody will be pissed off at you because you did not make that shot. Maybe did you ever maybe think that Phil Jackson did that not only just to win the game, but maybe save you from being ostracized by the Chicago Bulls fans for years to come? Think about Paul. If he missed this shot, I will be getting on his ass to this day.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. a damn good
But
point.
but with Pippen saying that, now they're gonna, what do you think the main topic is gonna be now? They're gonna question the guys who used to play for Phil Jackson, the guys like Craig Hawkins, B.J. Armstrong, Horace Grant, Shaquille O'Neal, Kwame Brown, every single guy who ever played for Phil Jackson in their past in history. And you the only person who has said this so far, that he's a racist. And they're gonna question you. They're gonna, like, why, if you feel that way, why did you stay with the Bulls all those years playing for Phil Jackson, win those 6 championships? Jordan, we always took up for your ass, every single one. When people saying you was a bum, who was the one defending you? Us Bull fans, former players, everybody. Now everybody looking at you sideways.
Right.
Like I said, Polo, it's two sides of every story. It's Pippen's side, it's Phil Jackson's side. And Phil Jackson is in Montana, probably not even knowing what's going on right now, because he minding his own business in retirement.
Right. Yeah.
Phil Jackson phones are probably going off the hook. They want to interview him in person. And Phil Jackson, he's already been what? Everybody knows he's been stressed. The reason why he ain't coaching no more, because he always been stressed out. He didn't want to take the stress no more because it was bad for his health. Right. It was 30 plus years, Pip. You need to let that play go. And if you understand right, Tony Kukoc is Croatian. He may look white, but he's not all the way white.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that's facts, man.
And you're doing all this to sell a book to make money because you're going through a divorce from your wife. It ain't my fault that your wife at that time seen you weak. It's not our fault that your wife went out there and gave it up to almost every single rapper, NBA player, NFL player, and so on the line, like a condom line.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna get into all that, man. But yeah.
If you have issues with Jordan, with Phil Jackson, with the way you was treated in the Last Dance documentary, talk to them. Don't be out there in public spreading all this out now. Talk to them like a man.
Right.
Seriously. Like, if you have an issue with somebody, you talk to them face to face like a man. You talk to them behind the scenes. We don't gotta know what's going on, but you putting it out there.
That's true.
Seriously.
That's facts. And you see, I find it mighty strange, Luda Ryder, that he would come out with all this stuff right now, right before the book. He probably, you know what? There were, because you got to think about it. You have a team of people around you, right, that actually help you to try to market a book, or they try to give you strategies and stuff like that. Well, one of the strategies in the marketing schemes that you do is a lot of people thrive on controversy. And so a lot of people, they see the controversy and now they're intrigued. So now they really want to know, okay, what really happened behind the scenes or whatever. And then when you read the book, it probably won't be as gushy and all drama filled as you thought it was going to be. He just hustled you. So he probably don't even feel that way. He probably was just saying that just to say that or whatever. And then next thing you know, they probably gonna talk about it and have some dinner or something like that. But man, if you would have felt that way 27 years ago, Little Rider, man, you would have just nipped that stuff in the bud. Obviously, you didn't feel that way when y'all were sitting up there celebrating, pouring champagne and all that other stuff. Obviously.
And even before the Last Dance came out, he signed the paper. He saw the thing before everybody else did. If you wasn't happy about it, say you was unhappy about the whole thing.
Right.
They asked you the same questions you've been asked for years, and you said the same thing every single time. Now you out here saying you wouldn't like the way you was treated in the film. Come on, bro.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, when I saw The Last Dance, I wasn't even like some people may have feelings about that, about how he put the 94 season in there and everything, but he was just telling the story. And some people were tripping about, okay, this was supposed to be about, the last season and everything like that, but they were tripping about the fact that he went back into time. But, but, but Lou, as a Bulls fan, I don't know if you felt this way, but this is where I felt it because I was a Jordan fan. I felt like those stories had to be told in order for people to understand. Okay, this is because it all correlated together. You know, that at least that's how I took it.
Like
Yeah,
Jordan didn't have to say kept on telling Jerry Reinsdorf like don't trade you, don't trade you. He kept saying don't trade him, I need him.
right, right.
Like
You know, it, um, and the fact that you sat out because of a contractual issue and everything, you don't know that. Scottie Pippen was one of the one. I felt like he opened the floodgates. He was one of the ones that opened the floodgates for stuff that was happening in sports now. Everybody from Zeke. I know football. I know it's football. I know it's football. But all these other guys are doing, doing what he did when you got your teammates fighting over there. Jordan felt really angry about his money and everything like that, but he was still out there playing. There were people in the NBA, numerous of players that were making way more than Michael Jordan, but he was still out there with Rodman, fighting, trying to save the season, while you sitting out there all salty because of a contractual issue. That was on you. That was on nobody's gonna throw a pity party for you, Scotty. Nobody's gonna cry a river, and nobody really cares. You need to go out there, do your job, and let everything handle the rest. Do I think Scottie Pippen was a leader? To some degree, yeah, he was. He was a leader, but he wasn't an alpha leader like MJ was. Was he a great facilitator? And like you said, Lou, he was there to play good defense and everything like that. He wasn't really a shot maker and all that other stuff, but he was real valuable to the team. Now, everybody's saying that he rode the coattail of Jordan and all that other stuff. I don't really see it that way. You know what I'm saying? He didn't ride anybody's coattail. Did Jordan have to make him and mold him to get ready for the Pistons and mold him to get ready for Boston and mold him to get ready for New York? Yeah, absolutely. You know,
Jordan was
so
the ball hog. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
you should. You felt that way. You were playing with him. You were begging him. What you say, Lou? You said he lifted up his shoe and told his ass to come back. You had Jordan's on.
You had almost 2 years to prove to everybody that you were better than Jordan, and you did not get it done. Yeah, you was an MVP candidate, but did you beat the New York Knicks in that game 7? Even though it was a bad call, did you lead
Jordan
that
really
team to a
wasn't
championship?
selfish. That's selfish of a player. Some people could argue that maybe he, was a little selfish, like in the '80s and in the '90s and everything. But I felt like in the three-piece championship, what was Jordan known for? Lou, you being a Bulls fan, he would get his teammates involved in the first half, take the little shots that he needed to take unless he was on. And guess what? If they were down going into the third and the fourth quarter, guess what he did? Jordan took over. That's why they call it Jordan in the fourth. But you saying that Jordan was a ball hog? Well, were you going to get it done in the end? No, you weren't. That's
You
why
was
he took. Oh, go ahead. You got it.
Jordan was the one who was willing to be a killer out there. he was willing to be the one to take the blame if they won or lost. Would you have taken the blame if you lost? Like you wanted? What? How many shots did you want for a game, Scottie? 30 to 40 shots. Jordan was the one willing to take those shots because he had other guys on the team who could not be a not down shooter like him. Yeah, you had Passion, you had Jeff Butler, you had C. Kerr, but everybody knew Jordan had to be that demon on the court. He was one of the most competitive men in NBA history. And you telling me, and he got you the way he played, the way he had to do things, got you rings. What more do you want, Scottie?
You know,
yeah, he was not easy to get along with in practice on the court because he knew he had to be an asshole to win these games.
Right.
Like, wouldn't you love to have Ben Simmons be that way?
There you go. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You know, hey, look, I'd rather people say, "Man, we hate you, Ben, because you shoot the ball too much," than to sit and we winning. That for them to sit up there and damn, you ain't shooting no shots at all, and we fucking losing.
Yeah, I love to have a guy like Kevin Durant on my damn Bulls right now.
Yeah,
See,
make you appreciate.
at least I know Kevin Durant gonna go out there and put up 30 points. Ain't gonna take so many shots. Like y'all, like he came after Kevin Durant for being who he was.
Right.
Like,
but the thing about it is he's saying that he didn't use his teammates. But last time I checked, Lou, he had a triple double and he was double digit in assists. So how's that not using your team? If he would have had more assists, Lou had Joe Harris better making more shots.
like would you like not using teammates? Let me get this straight. When he did use teammates, his teammate wasn't knocking down shit, wasn't making no damn shots. He had no choice but to try to put up 30 plus shots. Kevin Durant don't want to do that, but he had no choice.
Right.
It's not what Kevin Durant do.
Right. But the fact that he was going out, and a lot of people don't realize is that he had blocks that game too. I don't know how many he had, but he had blocks that game too, and a few steals. Man, he played first off, you get my nod anyways because you played every single minute plus 5 minutes of overtime. Then a couple that with the shot selection, you were very efficient in what you did. Were there some questionable shots? Yeah, absolutely, just like anybody else. But there was nothing. You had everything. You were playing with a James Harden that was on one leg. You were playing with a Joe Harris that you couldn't depend on. You were playing with Kyrie Irving that wasn't there, and you were playing with a bunch of guys, man, that had never been in this situation before, with the exception of Jeff Green. So what were you supposed to do?
I think Kevin Durant loved the fact that Kyrie Irving was willing to take those shots that he didn't want to take. Because if Kyrie would play, they probably would have won that series against Milwaukee. And I still don't believe Giannis tried to hurt Kyrie on purpose.
Yeah, nah, man. That's see, Lou, man, that's what I'm telling you, bro. Shout out to Lou, because I think you said that they were gonna try to find some way to fuck with Giannis too, and that's what they doing now. Did he try to hurt Kyrie and everything, knowing damn well Giannis, man, is a constant professional and he's not even cut like that, to do something that sort of thing. If you would have said something like Bill Laimbeer or Rick Mahorn or Bruce Bowen or Jaja Pachulia or one of these other guys, yeah, I'd have believed that, but not Giannis. He didn't mean to do that. There was no way that he could have did that on purpose.
Now they still talking about this LeBron James. Man, he's out the playoff. You talking about a 2016 playoff game against the Warriors? Something. Oh my God! They're still saying it's great playoff performance of all time. Like,
yeah, but you know that listen, once all that stuff, I'm having my time of life talking about somebody different. For once, I don't know about you, Lou, but I'm loving it. You know, I love the fact that we get to talk. I would like to see, you know, I'm not a Bulls fan, but I would like to see, okay, damn, the Bulls made it. But you know, it's like Atlanta, damn, Atlanta made it, damn. That's intriguing to me. Like I was pushing for Memphis. I was like, damn, you know, like I'm, you know, a shout out to James. I was just talking to him earlier. He said he loves a comeback and an underdog. Man, I like the underdog too. I like to see like a Memphis make it. I was like, damn, he knocked out Steph Curry. You know, but you know, Lou, you kind of you the same thing every year. Same team, same guy. That shit, man. There ain't no parity in that.
yeah, they saying they comparing this championship run to the 2011 championship run that Dirk was on.
Who? Giannis.
I was on T Price channel. They said this is maybe whoever win this Chris Paul Giannis, they gonna compare that to the 2011 title.
What with
Dirk,
Dallas?
yeah,
Oh man, that ain't. That's man. That ain't that. That's a completely different situation, man.
because they
They
know
actually.
next year that the four big guns may not be hurt this time. They may be the ones who are in the conference finals next year. The Warriors, the Nets, the Lakers, and the Clippers.
The Warriors, the Nets, the Clippers.
Yeah, because you know Harden, Durant, and KD gonna probably be healthy in the playoffs next year. Warriors gonna be regrouped with Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and whoever they add. And you got the Clippers. I don't know what that situation gonna end up being like this year. I don't know if Kawhi gonna be there or not. And you got the Lakers, who goodwill they're gonna probably add another superstar to that team. Like I
Okay,
keep telling
so
everybody, they're the pecking order in the NBA. You got the four main guys. That's Curry, Durant, LeBron, and Kawhi. After that, it's everybody else.
what about Giannis?
I don't think if he wins
Come
the
on,
championship,
man, Lou, man, come
if he,
on,
like
man. Come on, man.
it's what I'm saying, Polo. If he wins the championship, they may put him up there, but he got to win at least two.
Oh, nah.
That's how they are now, though. That's how it is now, Polo.
Man, that's politics, man. That's for. I mean, shouldn't he be because Kawhi, man, the best ability is availability. And the thing about it is that
That's what I'm saying.
Kawhi,
Kawhi, like Curry, or like LeBron got 4, Curry got 3, Durant got 2, and Kawhi got
Kawhi,
2.
yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, and then, but hey, he got two MVPs with a defensive player of the year.
I know, but they still don't respect him because he don't got no championship.
No, they don't respect him because he ain't got no. They think he ain't got no jumper. That's what it is.
But you know how it is. It's about rings now, Polo.
Hey, you know what? I'm put it to you like this, Lou. If Giannis wins, man, he the face of the league to me. And if he proves that he could get it done next year, you have to put him in the discussion. Giannis is gonna come back better next year. You best believe. Just pay attention Y'all pay attention to the
Just
maturation that this
look what
dude
they
going
said
through.
last
He
night.
airballed. He airballed 2 free. I think he airballed a free throw last night.
They said last night that Milton way better than Giannis last night.
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean he scored 38, but Middleton hasn't been as consistent as Giannis. Let's just call it what it is. They was calling him Chris Middleman when he didn't show up. You never had to ask, oh well, damn, do we got to put an APB out for Giannis? No, you never had to ask that. But with Middleton, you did in the first few games of the playoffs. Now he's came on strong. But I did listen to your video when you were talking about Chris Middleton not playing with them boys. You know what I'm saying? And those were some valid points. Yes, I will give it to Middleton. Middleton can score, and I hate the fact that they think that Middleton is just one dimensional. That he can only just not create a shot or anything like that. Middleton has a lot in his bag.
But you know how he is. He shows up for one game and disappears for multiple games.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Well, that next guy. Now, okay, what's going on tonight, man? Do you got them closing out?
The pressure is on. Like Chris Paul is probably going to be it tonight because think about it. His whole career, every time he got in this situation, something bad always happened.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like this is him at home, chance to go to the NBA Finals, and he wants this so bad. You can tell he wants it so bad.
Right.
And plus, you still get dealing with young cats who have never been there before.
Right.
So I'm still going to root for the Clip. I think, like Jacob Jennings said, this is a trap game for the Suns. I'm going to root for the Clippers tonight because I still want to. I'm hoping to see this series go 7.
Okay. So you want the Clippers? You want the Clippers to make it to the finals?
Well, I was one of the people who picked the Clippers to go to the finals.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah, you did.
Because everybody thought it was going to be Clippers and Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
I said, man, that'd be a great finals. I love to see that. But nobody did not see the Suns and Milwaukee Bucks being the two teams going to the finals.
So you didn't see the Suns. You didn't give the Suns. Listen, man, we got to give a shout out. But Hitman X, man. Hitman X.
But I also told Hitman X this too. If the Suns get in the right position in the playoffs, like a 1 or 2 seed, they may have a chance to go the distance.
That's going to be a good matchup. Well, I don't think because Giannis probably not going to guard Aiden. Aiden is going to be probably guarded by. I think we think Lopez going to stick with Aiden.
No, I think Giannis will be guarded by your boy number 99 with the braids.
Oh, Crowder.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Crowder. Giannis gonna go right. Man, he gonna give him damage.
But if Phoenix do go to the finals, that's great for Hitman X because he's diehard Phoenix Suns fan. He's been one since he's been a kid. And he had every right to talk all the shit he want to talk.
Man, that's facts, man. Hey, dog, I'm just wait, because I know Hitman X, man. He probably like, you know what? I'm gonna try to keep my cool. But then once they win it, man, I bet you he gonna go on all the platforms unleashing a terror on everybody because man, everybody. I'm telling you, Lou, I remember that live. I think you were probably on there too, man. Man, he was going at like 4 different people, man, like three different guys at once, man, and they were just going at him, and I was like, I started to follow, I started to listen to what he was saying and really look at, okay, what is it about Phoenix?
You got to admit, Polo. You look at the Phoenix Sun history and what you've seen for the last 20 plus years. You never took them that seriously because they kept losing all those games, these games.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's the
With
first time
with
they've
the
been.
exception of the finals.
This been the first time they've been in the playoffs. Since 2005, something like that.
Hmm. Has Phoenix? But Phoenix got a championship, right?
No, they don't.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought, but they did make it. They made it to the final. They didn't just make it to the. It
They
wasn't just
made
'93 where they made it to the finals. They made it. They made
the
it to the
only time
finals a
the
long
only
time
time they
ago.
made it to the final was '93.
That was the only time they made it.
Yeah,
I thought they made it to another another final a long time ago before that though.
you thinking about that Western Conference Finals they played in the they played in the
That one where he caught the alley oop, where he caught the alley oop, Lou, and he kind of put it in. You know what I'm talking about? It looked like an offense of a goaltender.
that was the Western Conference Finals against Houston.
Western Conference. So okay, they never
That was
made it.
that
So
was
it was
that
just
was that
90.
was
It was just 93.
no, that was the '70s.
No. But I'm just saying it was just 93 where they made.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that was the '80s because that's the year that Houston played Boston in the NBA Finals.
Right. So right.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the '86 finals.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey.
But
No. Hey. They made it in '76, Lou.
it was '76.
Yeah, they made it to the finals in '76.
Who did they play in '76?
Well, the final.
I think it was the Washington Bullets.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
who team y'all talking about? Y'all talking about Houston? Who y'all talking about?
Phoenix, man.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, they made it with Paul. With when they had Paul Westphal in there. Um, they made. I'm trying to who they played. 1970.
I believe they played the Washington Bullets in '76, right?
Yeah, they played the Celtics. They played the Celtics, man.
And Boston won that final, didn't they?
Yeah, Boston won it. That was the one, but that wasn't the that was the one where he did that little alley oop. You know where he threw the ball close to the rim and he one of them games I think.
Actually, it was a 15-footer shot from Alabama. I think John Hemchet was on that Boston team that won the finals.
Yeah, because Havlicek, Havlicek was on that squad. Hold on a second. They have Dave Cowens. Um, and of course, Phoenix had Paul Westphal. A lot of people don't realize, man, Paul Westphal could hoop, man.
Yeah, he's the one who formed Team USA, Dream Team.
A lot of people don't realize.
Hey, Lou, I hate I didn't get to hear what you had to say on the. 'Cause I think you told me you a Bull fan. That I had a call I had to take care of. But I feel like the biggest thing I got out of this whole thing, and I feel like it's some things that I feel like Pippen should be shameful of for saying. Maybe not right now, like saying Fields are racist and all that. But I look at it like this: winning mask a lot of different things. people just think because you have great teams and great players that a great dynasties that have a big run that there's nothing to mask in between it, whether it's relationships between players, coaches, and so forth. And everybody just assumes. I always beat on this Jordan strawman argument where whether it's the media or fans try to make it seem like Jordan either didn't have no help or denigrate his players to a certain facet, kind of how what Pippen feels like he's been denigrated or disrespected the value he had to a lot of the runs the Bulls had, And I don't remember, I can't recall any of my research in history where you had, whether it was the Magics, the Bostons, where this situation kind of took place with other greats of the game. I've always seen, I can go back in time and kind of understand the perception of players being so dominant to where they somewhat carry their team to victory. But it seemed like, with the Jordan strawman ideology, it's kind of mold the league what it is today. The league, the Bull, people love the Bulls so much, but they hate how the league is today. But they are a byproduct of it. I think they play the biggest part in the evolution of why the league is today. They played a different type of ball than anybody, and we know even before the '90s, the concept of a player like Michael Jordan, being this guard that was so prolific, and you winning a championship like that, people didn't believe in that until it started to happen. They said, "Man, you can't win like that. No guard scoring all them points and this." You know what I mean? The history of the league had been predominantly a big man up to that point. Fast forward today, you see a lot of it's a guard and forward dominant league. Well, most of the time the team's best two players are either guard or forward, just like the Clippers. You know what I mean? The Clippers. You even look somewhere to say the Lakers, and that's really what it's come to be.
I
And
think today,
Go ahead.
the league is like small. Whoever got the best small forward dominate the kind of league just now. Because Pippen is the one who started the small forward evolution. Because how many teams back in the 90s?
Point forwards in the league. You got the Simmons, you got Paul George, you got LeBron, you got a lot of point forwards in the league. And the team that had the most success doing that.
Well, back in the 90s, Pippen was kind of like one of the first guys who was doing the point forward at that time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Bulls made it popular more than any other team. Most teams played the traditional going into the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And you started to see a couple of mix of players here and there, but for the most part, most of the teams in the 90s played what we deem as traditional basketball. You got a point guard, whether he's a star point guard or not, he pretty much had the traditional role of a point guard. We didn't really start to see a diversity, not diversity, but evolution of it until you got the Iversons.
No, Iverson to me was the guy who made the point guard into a scorer. He was the first one to probably start doing all that.
But he made it. That's what I'm saying. He made it untraditional of how we've seen it for most of basketball to that point. That's what that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, but to me, the point guard scoring, like nobody didn't pay attention to guys like John Stockton, Mark Price. Those guys can put up buckets if they wanted to, but they sat to use their teammates.
Yeah. But up to this, but before Iverson, most point guards in the league were considered pass first. Whether they had the same production or not, we know that depends on talent. But Stockton was known as a pass first point guard. Mark Price, a great shooter, but he was more or less still a traditional point guard. He's one of the better shooting point guards of all time. But
Like
Even
people
with
don't know how much John Stockton actually sacrificed his scoring to help Karl Malone out. Like
I
Stockton
just
could
think
have
it's
been
helping
out
his
there
team now.
putting up 30 points, but he didn't choose not to.
I mean, I wouldn't just say Karl Malone. I just think he just done it for his team because he had an all-time great scoring forward like Malone. He didn't need to score 30 or 40 at that time. I get what you're saying, though.
Like Peyton was a good Peyton. He could have went out there and put up 20 plus points a game, but he chose not to. He chose to be a lockdown defender.
Peyton averaged roughly around 20 in his prime, though. He was around the 20-point score in his prime, especially going into the late 90s, to where he was, in some cases considered the best point guard at some point in the late 90s. With his all around skill. I had one of my friends, I had a Hispanic friend, he was a big Gary Payton fan. Gary Payton was tough, man. He's one of them people that's kind of unsung somewhat. If Jordan don't tell his story about them people, he could really go unsung if you didn't have a last dance come out, and Jordan give him the respect that he gave him.
Like I don't understand why guards don't try to look up ask Gary Payton help with their defense.
Yeah, he Hall of Fame.
We know Kobe done that when he was young, coming in the league in the All-Star game. I just hate. It's the thing, man. I say it all the time. I hate people that can't respect players they don't like. I'm not gonna say I don't like Kobe. I wasn't a big Kobe fan, but I came on here the other day, Polo, and I defended how the disrespect of these people just giving these young star players who are talented and saying they got the mama mentality. And I'm like, no, they good players. They might look up to Kobe, but Kobe was just more than just about scoring. You disrespect him by just
I
saying.
ain't gonna lie. I was not a Kobe fan at the time he was playing either, because I used to watch Kobe, but I had respect for Kobe because when he went out there, he put it all on the line, and he will make sure you pay if you don't play your game right.
I just hate how they putting this quote unquote mama mentality on Devin Booker and the Kyries when they the mama mentality to me was trying to be the best at what you do on both sides of the ball. They haven't shown me that they got the same mentality as Kobe got on the defensive side of the ball. So
I don't like how they only respect guys who put up buckets instead of respecting guys who play both ways.
Yeah.
That's facts.
And yeah, it's fine to like a player for playing both ways, but don't say he got the mama mentality when we know a Kyrie ain't never put in the work to play both sides of the ball like a Kobe or even Devin Booker. These guys, that's not saying they're not great players, but you disrespecting the great by just giving them that when you got people that, Stephen A saying crazy shit like he the next Kobe Bryant. Like, bro, this dude just playing in his first playoffs.
Well, Stephen A said Donovan Mitchell's the greatest Utah Jazz ever, man. Don't listen to that motherfucker, man.
I'm like, why you keep disrespecting these players, man? Hey, why?
Donovan Mitchell ain't even been to a damn finals. You over here talking about he the greatest Jazz ever.
Paul Malone, third all time in scoring, man. This dude is one of the most ultimate producers in the playoffs and in the game in general. Easily a top 20 great player of all time.
And you know what else was great about Karl Malone, even though the off the court thing, I don't really respect him about that, but the thing that was great about Karl Malone is the Iron Man that he was. He was the Iron Man.
He had longevity and he produced for insurmountable amount of his career.
Karl Malone lucky he got to play in the NBA after what he did.
Hell yeah. I ain't even gonna touch on that, Lou. You know how I feel about that shit, man.
I'm the type of person. I never was a big
Karl
Karl Malone fan. I never was a big Karl Malone fan either, but I can't take away what he done on the basketball court. And I don't try to hold everybody to a perfect. They gotta be perfect. People can make mistakes in their life. Some people make worse mistakes than others. And then in some
No, bro.
variant,
No, bro. No. That's the worst thing you could ever do.
And see, like and you know what? I didn't know about. I ain't gonna front, man. Like I like dang, Karl Malone, because
well, hold
I,
on, I
you
might be
know, as much
confused.
as I love the Sixers and everything,
What did
I
he
was
do?
liking Karl Malone a little bit more back then. You know what I'm saying? Because when people don't realize that when Karl Malone had came in, Karl Malone could do a whole lot of things just like Barkley could. You know what I'm saying? Taking it coast to coast and doing all that other stuff. Because a lot of people don't realize that he did handle the ball when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? Before what had came in from Gonzaga
What are y'all
from
speaking on
with
particular
Stockton.
of what he done? Maybe I done
Huh?
forgot, man. Sometimes I forget stuff too. I'm not no encyclopedia. I
Uh,
never follow him like that off the court like that. But,
yeah. Let's just say it had to do with pedophilia, man.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I just leave it like that, and then you what
Okay.
you can look it up.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
that's something like that. Don't get a pass. Yeah, that's proven. Yeah, ain't no pass for that. No pass for that. Different. That might be something.
And him
I
getting that
remember.
Kobe wife like that, no, you ain't supposed to never. You ain't supposed to do that.
You said what, man?
He tried to
I
hit
didn't.
on Kobe. He tried to hit on Kobe White when he was with the Lakers.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, this bull situation is interesting. Like I said, the biggest thing I get out of it is winning masks everything. And from the broad perspective, everybody think just because the team winning that everything is hunky dory, um, walk in the sunset and so forth. We've seen there's been issues with whether it's the Bulls organization or just even players like Horace Grant. He had issues with a player like Jordan, Roger Craig for different various reasons, and it just comes to show like every player.
Hold on.
Huh?
You said
Go
Roger
ahead.
Craig had issues.
Yeah, he had issues, which they were kind of petty in my opinion. Nevertheless,
What kind of issues?
you remember he spoke on the issue that he had, or what was that in the '92 around the '92 finals, and he kind of spoke that he had kind of got blackballed from the league because what was it? It
I
was
think Roger Craig, the basketball player. I mean, football player.
yeah. I mean, now, what's his name? Craig Hodges. I mean, I said Craig Hodges. My bad. I got Craig Hodges. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I was like, who? Robert Craig.
I'm, I'm getting tongue twisted. Craig Hodges. My bad.
Yeah.
You talking about my 49ers now, too.
You a 49ers fan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But now you know I'm going down with the
That
Craig
was the
Hodges
great.
situation. Huh?
That West Coast team was the greatest show on earth to me. Roger Craig, Jerry Rice, Tom Braxton, Joe Montana,
Cowboy Nation, man.
John
92
Taylor.
Cowboys.
Hey, look, man, you got a Cowboys fan in here, so this rivalry gonna kind of run deep. We got 49ers and Cowboys up there.
I'm still upset. I'm still upset about that. I'm still upset about those 92, 93 playoff games, man.
In 94, y'all, they cheated for y'all when y'all had
What?
Dion.
Man, get that.
You know that. We supposed to three-peated, man. We supposed to three-peated. The
You
first ever
stole Deion from us.
Super Bowl three-peat, huh?
You stole Deion Sanders from us.
No, we didn't steal him. We just paid him.
They stole Deion Sanders and they stole T.O.
Oh yeah. I did not want T.O., man. That was Jerry Jones.
No,
Parcells was
Deion
like,
Sanders. Remember after we won the Super Bowl, Deion Sanders, yeah, Jerry Jones did some type of snuck his way to get Deion Sanders on Cowboys.
he could have stayed with y'all, but he didn't want to stay there. He know y'all weren't gonna win the next year.
What?
It's this year.
How we not gonna win this year? We still had Jerry Rice. We had Merton Haynes. We had Steve Young. We had Dad. What's the tight end's name?
Had Ricky Waters was young then, wasn't he? Ricky Waters was on that team, wasn't
Yeah, we still
Yeah,
had
Ricky Waters, man. That boy, he. I like Ricky Waters, man.
Ricky Waters was Martha Falk before Martha Falk.
he? No.
The offense you see today in the NFL came from the 49ers.
I mean, yeah, West Coast. West Coast, yeah. But a lot of the offense now is a lot of the offense that teams are running now is college offense. Spreads and all that. You know what I'm saying? The development of quarterbacks at a young age, you know, they're running more goddamn college offense now. Passing the hell out the ball.
Yeah, they
Stuff we never
really
thought would
hate
happen.
Lamar Jackson.
Huh?
They really hate Lamar Jackson.
You said they really hate Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, they trying to make sure he fails.
Who do you speak in particularly of, the organization or the NFL? I don't.
I say
You mean
the because the organization ain't trying to give him no type of help.
I mean the style of football they play don't attract a certain type of free agency, and the style of football they play, man. When you get down, they like dead in the water, man. 'Cause when they get down 2 scores.
People act like he can't throw the ball. He can throw the ball. You just got to give him a number one receiver. Come on, bro.
But receivers don't want to go play in that offense, though. And that's, I mean, imagine you one of the top receivers, you're a free agent. You finna go play in the offense where they pass the ball less than they run it. It's like,
And that's on Lamar Jackson. He ain't the one calling plays. That's the offensive coordinator, Greg Roman.
I mean, no matter who it is, you know, while I'm be a top receiver in the league, I'm catching, you know, 70 to 90 passes, 1,000 yards, and I'm finna go play in the offense like that. I just think that, you know, it's tough with these quarterbacks that run a lot, man, because once the NFL, just like what happened with RG3 and Kaepernick, once the league get a whole season to see how to keep you in the pocket, they're going to force you to throw that ball and sit in there and read them defenses. Remember, RG3 got off
the year he won the MVP. Did he not lead the NFL in pass touchdowns?
Yeah, but they were able to run. But yeah, he did. But the league got a whole year to see what you do and see where you don't like to throw the ball. You're gonna have to be able to make every throw, and every read in the NFL. So they're gonna eventually find something you don't like to do and make you do it. Especially good teams and good coaches. A good parallel in basketball. Ben Simmons, the all-star all year, right? Then you get deep in the playoffs where you're playing in the series against good coaching and good players, and they're gonna make you do the stuff that you don't like to do.
That's on him. That's on him. He the one that don't want to shoot the ball.
Look what happened to Lamar last year. The last year when he went into last year, year before last, went there against the Titans. They got down. If you look at the Ravens that whole year he made that MVP run, they played with the lead. They could play at their pace. run the ball because they always had the lead. They got in that game against the Titans. They got down 21-0 quick. Had some turnovers, 3 and out, and they can't play without the lead.
I'm
They couldn't play without the lead.
I'm gonna say this, Sal. I'm gonna say this, and Lou. I think that statement that Patrick Mahomes made. It's gonna put a bullseye on his head talking about the 20-0 thing, and I think that's gonna put a bullseye on his head. And guess who I think is gonna make strides to the game because of that? It's gonna be a combination of Baker Mayfield. It's gonna be a combination of Allen and a combination of Jackson. I think that they are going to outshine Mahomes this year. You know what? The NFL is trying to make Mahomes the face of the league now. They trying to because they giving him everything he needs to go 20-0.
Why wouldn't they?
Basically, what they're trying to do is they trying to make him the face of the league. They're trying to make sure his competition ain't gonna be great. Like guys who can surpass him. They don't want that to happen.
I don't get that, though. I don't get that.
Think about all the different things that have happened so far, and the guys who can threaten him. You got the situation in Houston with all those females coming out saying, "Oh, Deshaun Watson did it to me. He did that to me." Then you got Lamar Jackson who is not getting any type of help.
What they got to do with Patrick Mahomes, though? I don't get it.
Who you think got better shot to beat Patrick Mahomes in his career? And who got better shot to surpass him?
To be honest with you, the Chiefs got a chance of beating him if they don't make the right decisions. And then them not being healthy, that played affected them not winning Super Bowl too. You know, I mean, it's a lot to just having good players. We talking about football, man. You got to stay healthy. You see that they had to play Super Bowl without 2 of their tackles.
If you look at that division they playing in, there's no team who's gonna be better than them for the next 5 to 7 years.
Well, this is not basketball though. You don't know it, man. Things can change real fast in football, man. The draft
Did you ever thought the Patriots would be dominant in one division for 20 years?
No, I mean, now you're making a point for me. The Patriots got good just like that. They went from a veteran quarterback like Bledsoe getting hurt to a dynasty team with a young emerging star, that quarterback, and they went on a run, bro. We never seen that. We never expected that to happen, but this is football, man. You never know what's going to happen. Next man up might be the next great thing.
Got the cheating ass Patriots.
Here we go, man. Here we go.
Cheating ass Patriots. I don't trust them.
Come on, man.
I don't trust Tom Brady.
But I'm saying we can use this analogy with Pat. Pat in what 2017, 2018. He was a
Hey, I love Tom Brady though. Lou, I'm glad he over here in Tampa.
Y'all stacked the deck. Y'all didn't do it the right way.
hey, Lou and South, man. You look. Hey, come on, Von Miller. Come on over to the winning team. I'm sounding like Jacob Jennings right now.
Y'all stacking the dick, boy. He finna move up high, man. Most hated player. He finna move up a little bit higher. Polo.
What's up, bro?
I said Brady finna move up a little bit higher in that most hated player list. Y'all keep stacking the dick.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, you see everybody like playing with Brady though. Yeah, you see AB signed in a heartbeat, right? It didn't take him no time to sign our whole team come back from injury, right?
But I don't really get your point with they trying to make Pat Mahomes something. They should have tried to make him Super Bowl. I mean, the dude he's a great young talent. Okay. Well, he's a great young talent.
They look at Pat Mahomes. Say they look at Pat Mahomes like an All-American.
I mean,
I
Be honest with
think
you.
he's not his they think of him they think like okay, let me put it in terms. If he wasn't like real like if he wasn't real like he is, they wouldn't look at him as a they don't look at him as a brother, they look at him as a basically a white dude. Cause his mom is white, his dad black, but the woman he getting to is white, and he is half white, something like that. So basically, if you look at your skin tone, they're gonna look at him like a white man.
I guess so. I don't know, man. I just know right now I actually know him and I know his dad. Very respected dude, played for the Rangers. All I see is, man,
You
what
talking about the
he's one of
Minnesota Twins?
the generational talent, huh?
He played for the Twins.
He played for the Rangers and the Twins. I'm a Ranger fan too. He used to, Pat Mahomes used to throw. If you watch baseball, so you know he used to throw 100 miles per hour. That's where he get that on from. His dad, is a gifted talent. He was talented in baseball as well at Texas Tech. He could have went to the major league too.
Coming out, but I've seen those Tech games. I did not. Did you actually see him coming to be star he was in the NFL at that time?
Bro, I won't be honest with you. I wasn't even keeping up with it, man. I had a lot of stuff going on, and I actually had seen him. I heard a little bit back home because people called me because I know what high school he went to. But me and his
Damn, that's bad news, man. Come on, bruh.
What you talking about?
That's bad. Mike Trout gonna be gone to after the All-Star break.
Oh, who do Trout play for now? I haven't been keeping up with like I used to. My Rangers suck.
He played for the Angels. Mike Trout.
He still with the Angels? Okay,
Yeah.
he's still with the Angels.
Remember 2 years ago he signed that 10-year deal.
Okay. Yeah, I remember him signing some big deal. Wasn't like 300
I
million.
like seeing Mike Trout play, man. Like,
but I'm trying to get what you're saying because I think the league is selling him because he's probably, up to this point, arguably the best player in the league, and he happens to be a quarterback, and he's young, and he's one of probably the top 5, generational talents we've ever seen. The way he could throw the ball is like crazy. So I don't know why they wouldn't want to do some of these things that you making it seem like they just
I'm not gonna say it yet because he only got like 1 Super Bowl.
Bro, this dude has played 2 Super Bowls and he's only played 4 seasons. He off to a pretty good start. Wouldn't you say?
You got to admit when most quarterbacks like him come in the league, before they get paid, they do look great. But after they get paid, where they don't have the weapons around them, that's when you got to see how good they really are. But right now, Mahomes got weapons around him. I want to see how good he really is without no weapons.
So what you're saying is you waiting for the organization to take weapons away from him to try to build a team with no weapons and see if he's good then? I don't think our organization gonna try to do that. But I understand they might lose some of the talent because of the salary cap and playing on players like
you look at Aaron Rodgers. When he got paid, they had to take some guys. They had to get rid of some guys around him, and he still went out there and put up numbers with lesser talent.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a problem with Pat. I think he's still gonna put up numbers. Will they be as good a team with lesser talent? That's what's up to the debate. But I think it's safe to say that Pat Mahomes is gonna be good with talent or not, man, because some of the plays he makes are on the field as a quarterback are in comparison, and some people feel it better than, and some of the throws he makes are sometimes even better than the great Aaron Rodgers. So, but I don't think that's gonna be a big.
But when Andy Reid retires or gets fired, is he gonna still look good in that system though?
I
In a
think I
different
think
system.
I think Pat Holmes is gonna be a great player no matter what system he in. Some systems he might thrive. I don't see him playing in somewhat of a totally dramatic different system. I don't see him
Because
playing in no.
you got look at Pat, look at Donovan McNabb. He played in an Andy Reid system. After he was out that Andy Reid system, he wasn't the same quarterback.
But the thing about Pat Mahomes has a little bit more. He has more than his game than the Donovan McNabb. And when you say he's a way better talent than the Donovan McNabb, there's no question. You know, and I mean, we talk about the talent of McNabb and Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is a generational talent, man.
Okay,
He's a
yeah,
generational
Cowboy
talent.
fan.
Like an Elway, huh?
You're a Cowboy fan, right?
Yep.
How great of a quarterback you actually thought Troy Aikman really was?
He's a great quarterback. He's not a top 10 all time quarterback.
Because
But
they said when he was playing quarterback for Cowboys, they only ran like 2 routes for Troy Aikman. There was the seam route and that little dump routes to the tight end. Because they only ran 2 routes because Troy Aikman could not do a whole lot of things at the quarterback position. They had to rely on Emmitt Smith for getting all those yards.
the thing about it is, Franklin made a lot of he had one of the most accurate deep balls. But when you talk about when you compare him to the greats, you don't compare to them. But the dude contributed to his team in the 3 Super Bowls, man. He had to be somewhat of a formidable quarterback.
To me, I thought it wouldn't for Emmitt Smith, y'all probably would have won those Super Bowls. And plus, y'all had a top 5 defense almost every time with Ken Norton Jr. and Charles Hadley.
I agree. And in my opinion, Emmitt Smith one of the most disrespected. You got a lot of feedback, Lou. You got some heavy feedback. But what I was saying, the most disrespected running back of the great season to me. Nobody has a better resume than Emmitt Smith. I'm not saying he's the best running back all the time, but people be telling us he's not a top running back.
No, Emmitt's lucky Barry Sanders retired at the time he did because he would not surpass because he would have been all time rushing the league all time.
That's possible. That's possible.
Come on, man.
You gotta listen, bro. We know the great history of running backs is most running backs don't play past a certain amount of time before they hit a wall. We don't know if Barry would have hit a wall. But yes, I agree with you. If he would have continued at that pace, he would more than likely been an all-time running rusher. But we've seen running backs hit a wall. UT was dominating. He just hit a wall from the player that he was in his prime. Even when you get Ezekiel right now, it's a big conservative. It's a issue that possibly he done hit a wall. After having 3 or 4 of the best career, seasons of any running back in the league. Now he's looking like he hit a wall. You get what I'm saying? So you don't never know what happened with him. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely was on.
One running back he should be in the Hall of Fame right now is Roger Craig, man. He's so disrespectful.
Roger Craig.
He had 1,000 rushing yards running and receiving.
I ain't never looked at Roger Craig's numbers.
Have you ever seen the highlights of Roger Craig in his career?
I know a little bit about Roger Craig, bro. I thought he was in the Hall of Fame.
He's not in the Hall of Fame. I'm saying people, whole lot of people saying Roger Craig to be in the Hall of Fame because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have the type of running back you have today.
A lot of people get a credit for Bill Watch though. You don't get it. You know what I'm saying? The style they played, and then you had one of the best receivers all time, and then you had the best receiver all time.
Without Roger Craig, you won't. Jerry Rice don't get the chance to make your catches because you got to worry about Craig, Taylor, and in the tight end,
Let me look at.
Clark, and
I'm gonna look up some of his production. Let's see. Man, why is it doing me like this? You got some feedback going on, Lou.
yeah, I might back earlier. I might need later.
I think it's showing me the baseball player. Where is he at? Okay, there we go. He had 2,000 yard seasons. Well, yeah, 1,000 yard. What is that? This shit weird. 2,000 yard rushing season. Then he had 1,085. I guess they're keeping him out of there because of his production. But then the thing about it is Terrell Davis in there. That make it kind of sticky. Because Terrell Davis in there, and he ain't got that much production as a running back. But I think he got Super Bowl MVPs. That's what he is. Polo done pop back in. Welcome to the South Political Show, Polo.
Hey, South, I'm finna jump into another one. We got another, subject that we definitely got to dive into. I think
Yeah,
you'll probably like this one. I
yeah.
don't know
I
if you're
want,
busy or
I
whatever.
want
And
to
then
see.
the totality of that and combination of that, we're also going to be working the game too as well or whatever. So you're welcome to go ahead and pull up. I'm gonna be on that.
I want to say
Until
this
then,
was.
man, thank y'all for pulling up. I thank South Political. I thank True the King, Celtics Nation, Luda Ryder. Make sure you sub to those guys' pages, Luda Ryder and True the King TV. Until then, this is Polo Sports News Plus and also Polo Sports Talking ENT, man. We'll holler at y'all later.